Hi everyone, it's PK here. Hope you're doing really well. Now, today I'm going to talk about whether this is the right time to be investing in residential real estate or not. And I know what you're probably expecting someone that works in the industry to say. You're probably expecting a guru or expert or commentator to say that this is the absolute best time to invest in real estate because that's when people who work in real estate always say is the best time to invest in real estate right now. But that's not what I'm going to say. In fact, this is a really tough time to invest in residential real estate when you take a data-driven approach, not a media-driven approach or an opinion-based approach or a gut feel approach. But when you take a data-driven approach, you see that there are very, very, very few places in Australia that you can reliably predict will actually grow in value in the next 12 months. Okay, when you look at data, and I don't mean surface level data that is in developer brochures or marketing campaigns and things like that. I don't mean population growth or interstate migration and things like that. I mean real on the ground data that we can really sink our teeth into like a club sandwich and really figure out what's going on. That's how we predict growth. Stock on market, online search interest ratio, developable land supply, building approvals, etc., etc., etc. By looking at 30 to 35 data factors, we can predictably, safely, and reliably understand the balance between demand and supply. And when demand is higher than supply, prices grow. They do grow. And when supply is higher than demand, prices stay flat or come downwards. So when you look at the data, when you scan and apply this process, this system across the 15,000 suburbs across Australia right now, and I'm recording this in September, there are very, very, very few places that actually make sense to invest right now. Okay, and I've been doing this for a long time, and this is the slimmest pickings I've ever seen. And when I'm having my client calls, some of them are getting disappointed. They're saying, PK, I'm struggling to find a suburb that that's worthwhile investing in. I'm saying, look, they're out there. There are definitely dozens of suburbs out there, but that's where it stops. There's only dozens of them. There are not hundreds of suburbs worthwhile investing. You will not get significant capital growth in the affordable price bracket, call it $300,000 to $600,000, anywhere in Melbourne, likely in the next 12 months, anywhere in Sydney, likely in the next 12 months. Even Perth, even though it's starting to show some green shoots, it's still very, very early days. We're too soon to say that it will grow in value significantly in the next 12 months. Even Brisbane, and I've just done a couple of posts on Brisbane, so go and check them out in the last few days. Even in Brisbane, I'm going to put my neck out there on the line and say that in the affordable price bracket of sub $500,000, you can't expect significant capital growth in the next 12 months. So, look, I know when people think of the question, should I be investing right now? Is this a good time to invest? Most real estate commentators will say, of course, it's time in the market, not timing the market. Time in the market, not timing the market. But my philosophy is we want time in the market, in other words, years and years in the market. But, sure as hell, we want to time the market as well, right? We want to get some growth in the first 12 months, in the first 2 years. We want to take that equity out and go again. We don't want to wait 7 years to take equity out, which I know so many of you are experiencing that have bought in Brisbane and other places about 4 or 5 years ago. So the key message of this video is I'm not spruiking anything. This is a really tough time to buy in Australian residential real estate. You cannot expect much growth in the next 12 months in 95% of locations. But as the saying goes, there are markets within markets. And there are always places, if you know the data, and look, I'm harping on about the data so much. If you know the data, you can get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of growth in the next 12 months, in the next 18 months. And this is when I'm talking about a purchase of sub 300, right? Sub 350. It's still possible to accelerate your property journey, but what I'm here to say is that you can't expect 20% growth in the next 12 months. You know, yes, we're in the middle of COVID. Yes, the market is bottoming out. Some suburbs haven't actually bottomed out. Some suburbs haven't actually gone down at all. There are numerous suburbs in Adelaide, in southeast Brisbane, in regional Victoria and regional New South Wales that, contrary to popular belief, even in the last year, even through COVID, have continued to increase and increase and increase, have continued to perform. Those are the suburbs, right? Not cities. Those are the suburbs, the local government areas that my clients are investing in right now, and so should you. If you are thinking that, you know, I want to wait it out, I want to wait 6 months, see how this whole COVID thing goes, then, you know, you can definitely do that. There's no harm in doing that. But if you really want to embrace data, become confident in your property investing, and actually make money in the next 6 months, then right now is the best time to invest, but not with a blindfold on. Because I can tell you right now that if you have a scattergun approach right now to property investing, if you have an approach where I'll just buy anything that makes sense, then you will lose money, or at best, you won't make any money for 2-3 years. Okay, so there are markets within markets. There are 15,000 suburbs in Australia. Not all of them are affected by COVID. This is a really tough time to be a residential real estate investor. But if you are precise, if you're a precision investor, if you go by data, not 5 data factors, not 10 data factors, not opinion, if you really know how to read the data, and I mentioned these data sources in various posts of mine, you can really do well. Okay, and if you want to guarantee the success for yourself, now I'm not here to spruik you a property, I have nothing to sell you in terms of property, but if you really want to guarantee success now and in the future for your property investing, if you want to take charge, then learn the science of property investing. Okay, it doesn't take dozens of hours to learn. You can learn how to develop a strategy. You can learn how to select a suburb. You can learn how to value, how to select a property, how to negotiate, how to renovate. You can learn all this with less than 15 hours of effort. Now, I know that's not what the buyer's agents want you to know, but that's in fact what they've done as well. I have so many buyer's agents come and do my training, do my course, and, you know, become really good and really help their clients. There's some really good buyer's agents out there. But you can do this yourself as well, okay? Especially suburb selection takes less than 4 hours to learn. And, you know, if you're sort of thinking, you know, I want to go to a property marketer, an agent, I need someone else to take care of this property thing for me, it's too much work, then just ask yourself, do you value 4 hours of your time at $15,000? Okay, and if you do, then you should absolutely get someone else to do your property search for you. You can outsource it, and they might do a really good job if they know how to read the data. Most of them are still basing their opinions on opinions. But if you value your 4 hours at less than $15,000, then you can actually learn it and do it yourself. And then for the second property, the third property, the fourth property, you're a completely self-sufficient property investor. Okay? So coming back to the point, right now is a really tough time to buy residential real estate, but it's possible to make short-term gains if you know how to read the data. If you don't know how to read the data, I would recommend staying on the sidelines for 6 months and seeing how everything transpires, because, you know, what's probably going to happen if you read a few media articles, a few podcasts, a few books, is you'll invest somewhere in Brisbane, and, you know, you might do well over the long term, but for the first 2 or 3 years, it'll be pretty stagnant, pretty flat. And if you ask me, I rather take that same money, put it in a different location, a different suburb, and actually get the equity increase so I can actually have another deposit in the same time period, 2 to 3 years, and sort of accelerate my journey. So hopefully that's all making sense. I'm nearing the 10-minute mark. If you do want to learn about data, if you do want to learn about strategy development in property, the long-term, short-term strategy, if you want to know how to invest in property from A to Z, the entire process, then reach out to me. I'm very happy to help you. There are plenty of other people that you can go to outsource this stuff, but if you want to learn it yourself, then that's kind of the niche service that I provide. So my name's PK. If you did get value out of this video, just leave a like or love below. If you have any questions, just comment below and be more than happy to help. All right, guys, have a great day. Catch ya. Bye.